Hi guys, I'm Chris from Magical Revolution and I'm here to welcome Jupiter in Aries. It's the first time since 2010. It's been 12 years since Jupiter has been here, and it's the time to collect all the wisdom that we've accumulated through all this cycle and integrate it into the self. That's basically, in a nutshell, what Jupiter in Aries will do for us. Aries is the individual, it's the first sign of the zodiac, is our self-esteem, is our identity, our personal power, is Mars ruled sign. And Jupiter is the wisdom that we acquire through experience. So since the last time that Jupiter was here, 2010, what are the roads that we've transited, and what is the journey that we've gone through, and how can we integrate all of that into our new self? Because it's also, being the first sign of the zodiac, is how we're being reborn. We just went through Jupiter in Pisces, which is not over yet, and we'll talk about that one in a minute. But basically this is the beginning of Jupiter in Aries. So we went through Pisces, where everything ends, where everything dissolves, and now we're into Aries, where everything restarts again. So also it's very special because we have Chiron in Aries for the first time. I have my fire there. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's actually cracking and it's really fun. And my dog looks like he's having a lot of fun as well. He's hunting something, probably a lizard. He loves hunting lizards. Yeah, he's an Aries moon dog, so he's probably enjoying this one big time. So Chiron is in Aries too. This is going to be quite interesting because Chiron takes 52 years into going around the zodiac. So the last time we had Jupiter and Chiron together in Aries was at the end of 1975, beginning of 1976. So for all of those that were alive back then, this is the biggest healing moment of our lives. I was born then. That's my natal configuration, actually. And it doesn't matter if you were not born there yet. It's the cycle of 52 years of Chiron and how we are integrating all the healing into our personal identity and our personal power and self-esteem. So it's about Chiron in Aries would be what we call, Chiron is the wounded healer. In Aries it would be the wounded warrior, because Aries is ruled by Mars and it represents the warrior energy, the go-getter that does whatever it takes, and it's always willing to give everything it's got to get the prize, to win the battle, so to speak. So with Chiron in Aries, it's been a bit of a losing energy, like I can't do it, I can't reach, lack of personal power to achieve things. And now that Chiron is there with Jupiter once again, this is it. This is it. We're being given, the universe is giving us all the nurturing support that we can get so that we can get stronger and badass as ever. Because what's coming ahead is the real battle between dark and light. It is. Pluto just entered its final retrograde in Capricorn, so that's the square between Aries and Capricorn. Pluto's been there since 2008, demolishing all the structures. That's how we know that's been working, because we can see the world around us falling into pieces. And it's the final time that Pluto is going to retrograde in Capricorn. Now, when it comes direct, it's going to go into Aquarius, then it's going to do another little retrograde, tippy-toe into Capricorn, and then go for good for the next 30-something years into Aquarius. So the last full-on Pluto in Capricorn retrograde at tip end of Capricorn is this. And now Pluto is about intense rebuilding and deconstruction, but also it's the ruling planet of Scorpio, so it's also regeneration. All the things that had to die and that had to be gone from our lives since 2008. Oh, they've been gone. And now is the time that we actually start regenerating. In all those areas, we all have a house in our chart that is ruled by Capricorn, so our Capricorn in our chart, that area of our life, it's time to start rebuilding it, and it's time to start reconstructing. Capricorn is Saturn ruled, so this is about putting in order a new structure now from deep within, with Chiron in Aries and Jupiter ingressing into Aries now. This is the moment to do it from the core of our identity. This is also happening in a beautiful, I just, every time I see the astrology, I just think there is magic in the universe. There is no such thing as a coincidence. Everything is almost predisposed. It's unbelievable, amazing. This is actually happening at a portal between eclipses, which are, we had a new moon solar eclipse in Taurus a week or so ago, and we're gonna have a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio in a week or so, on the 15th or 16th, depending on where you are on the planet. And what this means is that right now we have the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio telling us to go and build a new reality. Taurus is fixed Earth, along with Uranus, which has been there for a couple of years now. So radically new reality for our surroundings, our structure of our value system, which is also Taurus. That's why it rules money. And that's why it's Venus ruled, because it's what we attract and what we value, what we want in our lives, what we want to manifest. All of that is being reevaluated, and we're being given the chance to start from scratch with Uranus there. It's like cut with the old value system that you had and start again. And with the South Node in Scorpio, that is the little tip, you know, little push that makes us go the final end to things. Release all the past trauma, all the past shadow. We've been doing so much shadow work in the last couple of years with all the things that have been happening globally as well, which is another little subject. Jupiter entered Aries last night, and 12 hours before Jupiter entered into Aries, we started a Mercury retrograde in Gemini. Ha ha ha. So Mercury is our mind, and it actually rules Gemini. So Mercury is at home, rewriting our hard disk, basically, of all the things that have been happening in the last 2 years. Why the last 2 years? Because the North Node, prior to stepping into Taurus, where it is right now, it was in Gemini. Actually, it entered Gemini May 2020. And then we had a Venus retrograde in Gemini, then we had another Mercury retrograde in Gemini as well, with an eclipse, with a North Node eclipse last year around this time as well. So everything that has been happening in Gemini, in our mind and our ideas and how we see our instant reality and the people that we relate to in a day-to-day basis and all that, it's been completely changed. And this is the final notch. This is the final notch where we are going to be reborn with a new identity that we have acquired in the last 12 years, that we have been healing for the last 52 years. Venus is also in Aries right now, which is beautiful. Venus in Aries is quite tough. She's the fucking tough bitch, basically. She wants what she wants, and she wants it now. But because Aries has to do with survival, of course, because this is what I am, you know. Then as a warrior, then Venus in Aries will make us manifest all the essential things that we really, really, really need in our lives. For the healing with Chiron, for obtaining the wisdom of oneself with Jupiter. So it's actually a blessing as well. And there was another little thing, yeah, about Mercury retrograde. It's gonna last 3 weeks, so embrace for total mind fuckery shenanery for the next 3 weeks as well. But embrace that craziness. Embrace part of the confusion, because in there we will find answers of themes that have been popping in, popping out, popping in, popping out of our minds for the last couple of years. And it's going to prepare us for a beautiful Mars retrograde that we're going to have for like 6 months in Gemini at the end of the year. So pay attention and take notes. Everything that is happening right now, this is just step one. Okay, we're closing a cycle with all the retrogrades that we've had in Gemini. You want to come and say hi? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, come on. No kissing right now, because you're absolutely covered in mud and whatever. So you can stay here, but no kissing, okay? Yeah, say hi to the camera. This is Snaggle Bear. Snaggle Bear. Mm-hmm. All right. Completely lost my track there. Yeah, Mercury retrograde. Initializing ourselves again and preparing the subjects that are going to be... Jupiter is going to be in Aries from today until August. Then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. And then December, at the end of December this year, it's going to come back into Aries, finally. Okay? So more or less at the same time that we're going to be having the Mars retrograde in Gemini, we're going to be having Jupiter re-entering Aries. Mars is the ruler of Aries, so there is a connection. All the actions that need to be taken to cut with old ideas. Right now we're thinking about it. Mars is the warrior, Mars is the spade. Okay, so Mars is the energy that cuts with things. Actually, in esoteric astrology, a transit is not concluded until Mars passes through that spot. So precisely because we've been having all this activity in Gemini for the last 2 years, as I said, with the nodes, with the eclipses, with the Mercury retrograde, with the Venus retrograde, and another Mercury retrograde. This has all been really preparing us for this end of the year Mars retrograde that is going to come with Jupiter in Aries again. And then we will actually have a Jupiter Chiron conjunction that is not happening this spring, summer. It's going to happen in 2023, okay? And that's when we will heal, for real. For real, that's when our identity is really going to... I have my notes here, by the way. That's when, yeah. You want to see my book of shadows? Here. This is the chart for today. And these are my notes. And these are the cards that I threw in a ceremony last night when we were welcoming Jupiter in Aries and ushering in on the energies and closing the cycle from 12 years from Jupiter in Pisces. So, yeah, we're going to be having a lot of activity in Gemini at the same time with Mars, at the same time with Chiron and Jupiter. So we're being reborn. Our mind is being cleansed. And take note, what are the subjects that we need to be working on from here until the end of the year? Globally, there are going to be radical changes in our system, our value system. We're going to be seeing things that we never saw that we were going to see, and that's just going to make us stronger, and that's just going to make us tougher. And at the end of the day, the light will always win, because this is what it's all about. Stay blessed, much love, bless it, bliss it, and blast it away. Thank you.